Hi again. I'm with Rahti again. Rahti is a creative coach, and we've learned a lot about how she works with people by doing a quick hot potato, which is another one of the interviews you'll find here. Rahti, thank you for joining me today and for agreeing to do this next one.
Okay.
I've given you no warning about this, which I need to explain to everybody. This is the arts. It'll be fun. It always is. This is the arts and culture hot top 10. So I'm going to give you 10 art forms, and I'd like you to tell me if you have a favorite in each of those art forms, and if so, why. But feel free to throw it back at me if it's not an art form you have a favorite in. So we'll give it a try, shall we?
Okay.
So relax, stop and relax. There we go.
All right.
Excellent. Do you have
some sculpting, if you don't mind? That's what I do. It's my fidget 80, I just
that
sculpt,
looks
so I'm
fun.
nervous.
I like that. I have a habit of doing this with a pen top.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yes, doing a fidget. And this is actually the wax from outside of the Gouda cheese that I collect.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
You can sculpt.
I sculpt. Yes.
We have a similar snack called Baby Bell.
Baby Bonbell. That's exactly just in case I use Baby Bonbell wax. That's what this is.
Yeah. Okay. Other waxes are available.
Yes, they are. Yes.
We are not sponsored.
For me, for someone.
Just to explain, we're not sponsored by Edam or Baby Bell. There we go. Right. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Do you have a favorite building?
The Flatiron Building in Chelsea. Manhattan.
Nice. I love that. That's great. I always wondered how small the office would be at the sharp end.
Yeah, right.
But what of you?
Yes.
What about a favorite book?
Oh, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl.
Love it.
I think that's required reading for everyone.
I think that sounds so. I've done this with lots of our members, and I've got a whole list of things now that are going to enrich my cultural life, because it's smart people like you telling me what to look at, what to read. Okay. I love it. Now, do you have a favorite dancer or dance group?
Oh, I know so many, and so many of them are just fabulous and innovative. Pilobolus I'm intrigued by Pilobolus, the shapes they create with their bodies. Ooh. Right? I think they're up at Jacob's Pillow in Massachusetts here. I'm not sure if it's still their creative residence or not. Yeah.
Pilobolus.
Pilobolus.
Pilobolus. Yeah. That sounds
spelled phonetically.
Excellent. Yeah. Everything should be spelled phonetically.
I agree. Yeah.
Now, this one's difficult. I need you to imagine that you've been exiled from the United States, okay, and any other country in which you have resided as a permanent resident. You can choose which country you are going to live in based on your perception of its culture. What country do you think you would choose to live in?
Oh, gee. Where is it that the happiness, I think there's a happiness measurement, and Denmark scored the highest, or was that the highest suicide rate? I'm not sure. But if it's the highest happiness, that's where I would go. And it may be Denmark. I'm not sure.
Somebody once did a list, and they had, on one side, they had the happiness rating.
Yes. Yeah.
And on the other side, they had the gross domestic product of that country.
Interesting.
And the poorer countries are the happiest.
That is very interesting.
Yeah. Countries like Paraguay,
really?
Right up there.
Also, somewhere warm is appealing. I do love that.
Yeah. And I think Vancouver is consistently voted the best city to live in the world. I don't know why. I've never been, but I'd love to go and see why. But yes,
happiness matters, happiness quotient, making life easy for people.
Yeah.
I mean, having good public safety nets and things, that matters. So I would be researching those things.
Yeah. Okay. Good one. Now, as a participant or a spectator, do you have a favorite sport?
Basketball.
Nice. Okay.
I enjoy that. I can follow.
Right.
Can
Okay.
follow. Yes. It's like a dance. It's so, I love it.
Yeah. Now this one's quite cruel. In a fun way.
Okay.
If that's possible. I'm going to limit you to one musical genre for the rest of your life.
Yeah. That's horrible.
Isn't it?
That's just not right. You shouldn't do that.
It's
even
criminal.
Wise. Oh,
criminal.
God. Oh no.
Is there one musical genre?
All right. One musical genre. One musical genre. I'm sorry. I'm not sure, but you know, I guess classical. I particularly like the Frenchies, you know, the Romance, the Saties. I like Chopin, you know, actually the Dvorak Slavic dance is classical.
Right. That's a good shout. I think because you kind of almost get into film music as well with that, don't you?
That's true.
Yeah.
Your imagination has free reign, you know, in a great way.
Brilliant. Okay. Now, do you have a favorite visual artist?
Again, a plethora, because I've got so many brilliant clients who are visual artists. And, you know, I'm thinking of their work, a lovely artist named Caterina Verde, who does beautiful, humorous installations. Visual artist. Oh my God, I was really struck by the Rodin exhibit here at the Brooklyn Museum a couple years ago. The mammoth size and specificity of those statues was awe-inspiring. So yeah, and I like Dali, Salvador Dali. He cracks me up.
Yeah.
All right, I said 3. I broke the rules. Sorry.
How do you spell Katerina's second name? Is it Verde?
E-R-D-E.
Got it. I'm going to look her up. There we go.
Actually,
brilliant.
she has a wonderful collective of artists that she runs called Pete and Repeat. P-E-A-T. Pete and Repeat.
Pete and Repeat.
Yes, a beautiful collection of photographers and painters, and just really nice.
Oh, that sounds great. I'm going to go and I'm going to hunt her down. There we go.
How good.
Okay, and do you have a favorite play or musical?
Well, having been a theater artist, of course. Yes, there are.
Yes, darling. Yes, darling.
Favorite play or musical? Boy, you know, it's ironic because as a former playwright and actor, that is a very overwhelming question to me. So I'm going to throw it back to you. What's yours?
Oh, heavens. And I think I'd go for a musical. And I think one of the musicals that has stayed with me since I first saw it as complete and utter genius writing, both musically and script, and it is the musical Matilda. It's just so mind-bogglingly cleverly written. It's the sort of talent that you see and you think, do you know what? I don't think if you gave me 1,000 years, I'd have been able to come up with that. You know, it's Tim Minchin at his absolute best. And the production I saw was in London was just fantastic. So yeah, I think I'd probably go for Matilda. over that. So yeah, thank you for throwing that one back at me.
Oh, you're welcome. Of course, what came to mind for me was the musical Spring Awakening that was running on Broadway here a few years ago. I just, boy, that was exciting. Just the, you know,
okay,
yeah,
that's worth a look. And a favorite film.
I don't know if it's called Scrooged or A Christmas Carol, but it is the one with Alistair Sim, produced in 1951.
Love that.
Beautiful fantasy. I only wish that the narcissists in my life could have an epiphanic experience like that and change overnight, because, you know, people with the dark triad, as the shrinks call it, you know, malignant narcissists, they just don't know how many people they hold hostage in their misery. So I've watched that every year. I could probably recite that film.
Brilliant. I love that. And finally, for this stage, with the exception of me, who was the last person to make you laugh?
My husband.
There we go. Excellent. That's the main job of a husband, I think.
You're right.
Yeah.
If he doesn't make you laugh, run for the hills. Or if she doesn't make you laugh, run for the hills. Or if they don't make you laugh, run for the hills.
Yep. Brilliant. That was wonderful. Thank you for doing our hot top 10, Rahti. That's great. There's always a surprise. I love that. And we're going to come back in our next episode. I'm back to being a TV presenter. In our next episode, we'll do the this or that game, which will finish this off. So thank you. Meanwhile, thank you so much for doing this.
Pleasure.